Hello. What is up, what is up? This is your buddy Alert Wolf here to bring you another anime review. This time is of Arata The Legend, Episode 7, Homomora is the name of the episode. Now, this episode can be broken down into a couple little sections, but the main of which is we get the backstory of Kanagi, or whatever. Kanagi, there we go, Kanagi. Sorry, sometimes it takes me a second to pronounce names. And, but before that, we also get the other Arata, right? Not Himamura, not Himamura. Hino Ohara, right? The other one. Now, the one that switched places. So he's in our world, and he decides to go to school, and he meets up with the people that are bullying the other Arata. Now, what ends up happening here is he meets up with that Arata's rival, and he's like, stop faking. The dude is like, stop faking being stop faking, basically stop faking having amnesia, blah blah blah, F you type of deal. And he's like, what are you talking about? And he's already acting crazy. And he's like, I thought I only came up here because I was asked to. I thought you guys were his friends. They're like, oh, we're not your friends, not even unless you pay us, right? And he's like, oh, all right. He's like, oh, I'm gonna leave then. And the other dude is talking. He's like, oh, you're talking. I don't like wasting my time on losers who can't do anything without a gangbanging them up. The dude throws a punch at him. He catches the punch and fucking jump kicks him in the face. It's like, oh, what? We're over? We're done? All right, I'll see you later, homie. Just remember, I'll kick your ass next time. But, again, the stuff with him is interesting because of the intro and outro there. The fact that eventually he's going to go to the other world too, and he's going to wield he's going to be the dark show if What's-His-Face is the light show. You see him with darkness as his power. So they're going to go at it. And we still haven't gotten their backstory other than they used to be best friends and they were on the track team. But we don't know exactly what happens. Okay. Then we get the main three are in the other world. They're walking. What's her face? She trips and sprains her ankles. Imina. I am horrible at names. Imina, and Ori. There we go. She hurts her ankle. They get her into this abandoned town. Kanate goes in search of some healing herbs or something for her, and then she expresses that she's kind of in love with Arata. Arata walks away because he's like, yeah, she still sees me as the other dude. Like, I can't. And then he's like, I can't hook up with her because, that's this guy's chick, and he feels bad about it. Then their pendants work and they're able to communicate back and forth to each other. And he finds out the way the other dude thinks of her is as a little sister. And I think the reason why her feelings feel different is because he's not treating her as a little sister. He's treating her actually as a woman, thus changing their dynamic. But, as What's-His-Face is getting the herbs, you have volcanic eruptions there, and then we get Kanagi showing up, and Arata and him have sort of a fight. I don't even know if I want to call it a fight, because he really won't attack him back, and What's-His-Face does have the ability to still control some flames in front of him, where he's protected by the flames, but he can't really, by will, control flames, and he says this area is unstable. Meanwhile, uh, Emina, she shows up, and flames surround her, and he sees what happens to his old chick happen, and Arata saves her, or jumps into the flames to save her, and then he jumps into the flames to save them. And during this, we get a flashback. Now, the flashback is told, it's kind of from like both points of view of the two opposing characters. The other show that, the bad show that he just lost his sword to, and we get their backstory, or at least his backstory, and the intertwining. So he was nobility, right? And as kids, I think they're brother and sister, but they were brought in at the same time to help him out and to be his servants. And they end up becoming best friends. What's his face taught him how to fight the other show, and it was before he was a show, and everything was going good. He was kind of in love with Emilia. I can't. I'm trying to remember her name, but Imogen, I think that's her name, something like that. And one day things go bad. His father gets overthrown and killed. The one dude stays behind to protect them, and they flee to the land that he ends up becoming the show of and protecting. Now they're in love and feel like they're going to live the rest of their lives in this town, and they're well liked and cared for, and it's a good place. And what ends up going wrong is he gets sick, and they needed the herbs to save him. Now the problem is there was a storm raging as well as fire erupting. Like, this is that village, and she was warned not to go out. His chick was warned not to go out. She goes out. She goes to get the herb. He follows after her when he realizes she's in danger. She's surrounded by a flame wall, and the flame is magical because when he goes near it, like a flame-shaped spirit thing attacks him. And the next thing he knows, she's engulfed by the flame and disappears, and you see a burned scourge mark. Now, does this mean she was really killed by the fire? I'm not sure. Because the next scene, he says to the fire god, "Why did you do this? Take my life. Take it. I don't want to live without her." And he's about to kill himself, and he's like, "Make me be by her side." And he's like, the spirit talks to him, and it's like, "I want you to be my show. Your misery," or whatever the hell he says, is like my flames, and your anguish. That's what he says. And he gets the blade. Now, he explains the story to them. He also says that's the reason why he needs to get the blade back, because it's basically her soul is trapped in the blade or something like that. And he has to get it back from that guy. So Arata surprises people, and he goes, "Dude, join us." He's like, "What? Yeah, join us. Join us on the fight." And then the episode ends with different shows. Two new shows. One show going, "Really? I can't believe you pulled this off." Then another show, and these weird, like, energy butterflies going to all of them. And then that bad guy that we got hit, his rival, that show. And he's like, the 6 shows are on the move. And then we see a scene of like 6 shows, presumably in the palace, on the move. So things are picking up. And what am I going to give this episode? I'm going to give this episode, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. And I'll give it the extra half point because we got good backstory. Yeah. The story moved along. We got to see some things. We understand people's motivations more clearly than we did before. And we get the joining of Kanagi into the group, as well as yeah, the fact that other shows are on the move because of what's going on. So that is all interesting stuff, and that's building to a bigger story, and I can't wait to see where this goes. But again, I'm not sure if that chick was really killed by the flames or absorbed. She didn't really scream when she was burnt alive. She just disappeared, but there were singe marks. So, you know, and he did say he watched her die. So, I don't know. But we'll see. Only time will tell on that. But, alright, that's enough out of me. So, click it up if you like it. Comment if you must. And please, 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 subscribe if you can. This is Alert Wolf signing out.